Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we are going to talk about springs and Hooke's law describes how they behave when they are stretched or when they are squashed. Imagine you pull on a spring gently, it stretches a little. Now pull harder and it stretches more. Let go and it returns to its original shape. But pull it too far and it won't go back. Hooke's law describes how elastic objects behave. An elastic object is one that can stretch or squash and then go back to its original shape when the force is removed. So common examples, springs, rubber bands, and some metal wires. The main idea of Hooke's law is very simple. It says that the extension of a spring is directly proportional to the force applied as long as the spring is not overstretched. In everyday items, that means if you double the pulling force, the distance the spring stretches is twice as much. If you triple the force, the distance also triples. To understand this clearly, we need to know a few key terms. First term is extension. Extension means how much the longer the spring is compared to its original length. If the spring starts at 10 centimeters and stretches to 14, then the extra length of the extension is 4 centimeters. Next term is force, which is the push or pull on the spring. We measure force in newtons, often written as the letter N. Another important idea is the spring constant, usually called K. This tells us how stiff a spring is. A stiff spring has a large spring constant and is hard to stretch. A soft spring has a smaller spring constant and stretches easily. Hooke's law can be written as an equation. F equals K times X or E, where F is the force, K is the spring constant, and X or E means the extension. However, Hooke's law does not work forever. If you pull it too far, it will not return to its original shape. It becomes permanently stretched or deformed. The point where the straight relationship stops working is called the limit of proportionality. So, like I said before, Hooke's law is very useful in real life. It helps engineers design car suspensions, weighing scales, and many more everyday devices. So, to summarize, Hooke's law tells us that the force per elastic objects, more force causes more extension in a simple, predictable way, but only up to a certain limit. Okay, hope you found that interesting, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.